Second chance saloon over in Group C this week as Slovenia take on Serbia, with both nations looking for their first win in this year's tournament. Will they get it right this time around? We're going to get into it next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to Slovenia taking on Serbia over in Group C. And we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Euro 2024 is right here under one Ruski. Of course, Slovenia picked up a monstrous point against the Danes, which have given them a good chance to get into the last 16. Standing in the way, though, will be Serbia, who, of course, frustrated England to a point, but ultimately ended up with absolutely nothing in their opening game. We'll get into all of that and more in a second. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash that subscribe, boys and girls. We're looking for 50 likes on these previews. That's down to you. Costs you absolutely nothing. Of course, smashing the like gets you more content like this. Not necessarily from me, but other creators out there. So make sure you smash that like indeed. So let's get into it and have a look at what we're talking about. We're talking about this, guys. It is Slovenia, of course, who qualified as Group H runners-up way back on the 20th of November 2023. They've been here a couple of times in the past, of course. Well, one time in the past. Matias Kech, your manager, with Benjamin Sesko, the star man. They were, of course, in Group C, and at the start of the tournament, they were 10-1 to win this group, 5-4 to qualify, and to win the thing, 250-1. Now, Slovenia's odds have not moved. They are still 250-1, and my expectation is, despite their good performance against the Danes, a group stage elimination. I'm standing by that. Of course, they open up with that 1-1 draw against Denmark, of course, on first match day for them. They now move on to Serbia on the 20th of June. That's this coming Thursday, before they complete their trio against England on the 25th of June. That's correct. But currently they find themselves in third spot. A win could be just enough. That'll be the tonic to get through to the last 16. Let's take a look at the familiar names then, of course, of Slovenia. Of course, all eyes on Benjamin Sesko. It could be his breakout tournament, you would imagine. Of course, between the sticks, probably one of the best goalkeepers on the planet right now in Jan Oblak. Of course, who does captain this side. Of course, some key players in defence and midfield. So what about the starting 11 then, shall we? Let's have a little look at that starting 11. It's coming at you right about now. Let's take a look then at that starting 11 for Slovenia. We got Oblak between the sticks. We got Stojkovic, Bijol, Brakalo, Janza. We got Serin, Elsnik, Hovart, Spora, Sesko, and Malaka. That is the starting lineup in my eyes. Let's take a look then, shall we? And of course, the opposition standing in the way will be it will be Serbia. Of course, we are building them up right here, right now, and they come at you as Group G runners up. They secured their spot on the 19th of November 2023. Of course, the previous regime 5 times in the past for Serbia, of course, in various shapes and sizes. Dragan Stojkovic, your manager there, with a star man, Mitrovic, who of course caused a couple of bit of frustration for England, but didn't really find any opportunities to break the deadlock. They are in Group C with odds of 8-1 to win this group. They qualify 7-4 on way back when, and of course to win it 66-1. Those odds have now loosened a little bit, 80-1 to win it. And of course, my expectation was a group stage exit. Of course, their resume so far, of course, a good pre-season tournament victory over Sweden, but then they matched up against England where they lost just the 1-0. This game is billed as must not lose, and realistically they still have. I think they are very capable of winning both these games, Slovenia and Denmark, as we head into the tournament. So take a look at the players then that should deliver on the day. Of course, we didn't see much of Dusan Tadic. Of course, he was a second half sub. Filip Kostic was substituted at half time, and then like Vlahovic, Jovic, Mitrovic, very deadly up top. Let's take a look then, shall we, at my starting 11 for you. We're going to have Rejkovic between the sticks, Gudolj, Milenkovic, Pavlovic, Tadic should start, Kostic if fit and available, Milenkovic, Savic pulling the strings, Sasa Lukic in the middle there, Ivan Ilic, Mitrovic, and Vlahovic. You've got to win to stay in. It's all about getting the point now, getting the victory, and then set yourself up for that last game against the Danes, which I said is very much winnable if we are going to be completely honest with you. So take a look then at these two nations coming at you. the Allianz Arena on the 20th of June. It's Slovenia, it's Serbia. They have played each other 5 times. It's pretty even Stevens down the middle. Now, I'm a bit afraid about this. 1 win apiece and 3 draws. Slovenia, look at that. Unbeaten in the last 7 matches, but back-to-back draws heading into this one. The Serbs, 42% form for them right now, 2 wins in the last 6 matches. The most recent match was a 2-2 draw back in June 2022. It was in the Nations League, and of course, the last victory for either nation was back in June the same year earlier, actually. They played like a week apart. Serbia coming out on top with a 4-1 win in Serbia, that's right. Take a look then, shall we, of course, at the bookies odds right here. Right now, the bookies odds currently 15-4 for Slovenia to win this one. 12-5 is the draw. 6-5 on is your Serbia. Of course, the public vote is going with Serbia right now. It's tight than usual. Slovenia is 27% of the vote. Serbia 58, and the draw is at 50. Despite that 1 point, decent point against the Danes, the public vote not really swinging in the favour of Slovenia at the moment. But of course that will keep going. Make sure you check it out if you haven't done so already. But what about me? Of course, now this is a tight encounter. Now what I'm scared about this game is the fact that they're very similar in quality in this one. The Danes proved to be tricky against Slovenia, but Slovenia grew in the game, and I think their appetite is whet. Their hunger is increased. I think they're coming into this with expectation here now. But the problem is, between these two sides, Serbia very much a strong attacking side, and grew into the game against England. I fear that they're going to cancel each other out, and that could end both nations' hopes of making that last 16. That's what I see with this game. I think they're very close, very similar, and at the moment, I don't see a separation between these two nations. I'm sitting on the fence. I am 1-1 draw in this one, which could be, especially for Slovenia, with England coming, it might not be enough. 2 points, of course, wouldn't really expect them to get anything out of the England game, and Serbia with a point would go into the Denmark game much more likely to get something. But again, you're looking at having to win that last game. So at the minute, it's going to go with a draw, but it could all change, of course. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that, and of course your own expectations for this match. Do you think either of these nations coming out with a victory? Let me know down below. But until then, we are done. Smash the like, 50 likes if you can. We're out of here.